Good morning. Day 6. Sun's coming up. Still road walking. Another water cache here. The north gate after I cross the highway. So I'm going to pick up a couple liters because the sun's coming up and it's going to get hot quick. Thank you, Florida Trail Association, or whoever put this water out. Much appreciated. Okay, so we've gone from big, wide, white canal road to a little more interesting 2-track. I know I'm going to follow this for about 3 miles to a designated campground on the trail, but I've got, once I get to that campground, I still have 21 something to Clewiston, so I'll probably go to the Clewiston. There's another campground, which I'll probably get to pretty early today. I think it's called Clewiston Camp or something, but I don't want to go into town until tomorrow and then find a room for Sunday night and get my resupply on Monday and take a nice hot bath. Gonna be a beautiful day. Birds are singing, flowers are growing, sun's shining. I see a dot up there on the horizon on the trail, so I think that's another hiker ahead of me. So I was going to show you how to wrestle an alligator, but I'm finding that a lot of alligators don't like to wrestle. You know, I asked Pastor Payne down on the reservation, how do you learn to alligator wrestle? And he said, oh, I just watched the guy a couple of times, and I said I could do that. And I thought, you know, I watched a guy wrestle an alligator. It was back in 1968, but I kind of remember how to do it, so I'd like to try it and show you, but I just haven't found a gator wanting to wrestle. But what you do is, you just sit down in front of them like this, and if they want to wrestle, they just open that mouth just like that. And you just don't want to give a gator the finger. You just want to put your palm under his bottom jaw, and he'll slowly relax, wondering what the heck you're doing. And those muscles coming down are just like hydraulic vice. They'll take your hand right off, so keep your hand out of there. But the muscles coming up aren't so strong. So as soon as that mouth relaxes and shuts, you grab a hold of it just like that. And then, quick as a bunny, jump on his back and pull his head up like this. Now you gotta watch that tail because it's flopping like a pendulum. It'll break your leg. It's as dangerous, the rear end is as dangerous as the front end. And then he'll relax a little bit more, and you want to grab him under the armpit and flip him over. And then immediately start rubbing his belly. Don't tickle. Be holding that mouth still. Rub that belly, and he'll go unconscious. And then you want to pretty quickly get up and step away, because he's only going to be unconscious for about 30 seconds or 3 minutes, and then he's going to come alive like a bear trap springing and be back on his feet with his mouth wide open wanting to wrestle again. And Pastor Payne told me they don't do that anymore. What happens actually is a gator has a brain about the size of a marble, and when you flip them over like that, it has nothing to do with rubbing the belly. The blood goes to the brain and knocks them out for a few seconds, and so that's when you can get off of them. But he said that hurts the gator, I guess, now. So you do that too many times and the gator's not playing with all of his marbles anymore, so they don't do that. But what he didn't tell me is, okay, how you've got that head back, the tail's going, How do you get off that bull riding dinosaur? He didn't tell me that part, so if I find a gator, I'm rubbing his belly for this demonstration. Found a little shade next to a building, so I let the dogs out. I'm hiking in some pretty tall grass right now. I don't know for how long. Usually these canal roads are maintained and mowed most of the time, but this one's not, so it's a little slower because I don't want to step on something I don't want to step on. So anyway, from where I was laying against that building, airing out my feet, I had about a mile of high grass to get to a canal crossing to a road that went, I think it was called Evercane Road, and I looked at my app and it went directly into Clewiston instead of the big dog leg around, and I thought, I think I'm just gonna hitch in, get my box. I still had, like an hour or less, but if I could get a ride, I'm gonna go get that box and save myself a day. So there's a water cache right there, and I stuck my thumb out and a car went by, and I waved at him. He was going the wrong way, but he went up around that water cache and came back, and he was a amateur photographer from Lauderdale, I think. Tippy was his name. Great guy. And he actually, comes out here shooting pictures a lot, and he wanted to get a picture of a hiker, and so he saw me, but then I was hitchhiking. So anyway, he was curious. He came back around, stopped. I told him what I was trying to do, and he said, get in, I'll get you to the post. I'll take you right to the post office. And I no sooner got in his car than it just cut loose. I mean, talk about the luck of the Irish. It just rained, downpoured on us all the way to the post office. And then he said, I'll wait for you and take you where you want to go. And so there was a Crooked Hook RV park, which I was kind of planning on staying. It was, $25 for a tent site or something, and they had showers. So I got my box, plenty of time to spare. Tippy took me down to the Crooked Hook. Great people. I went in the office and I dealt with Tammy. So this was my Tippy Tammy day because they were both just so nice. And Tammy took me down to show me where my tent site was, and it was right behind this chickie that was beer and burgers. I guess every Saturday these RV people make burgers, and so I was able to buy burgers and beer. You can't just give them money for beer, you have to buy chips. I had to figure that out. Give me enough chips to buy a beer. Poker chips. I guess something with alcohol selling, I don't know. Anyway, I got a hot shower there, and I thought, boy, those burgers are pretty good. I went back to buy another one, and they had stopped. But they must have felt sorry for me. They said, we'll just sell you a burger without a bun for $2. And I said, I'm a carnivore, just throw it over here. So I had another beer and a plain old patty burger, and spent the night there, did my laundry. I mean, RV parks are a great place to get into if you can. You get all the amenities of a hotel, but it's like $25. So anyway, then I went back to the trail the next morning, came around the dog leg, came into Clewiston, and decided I wanted to put some YouTubes up. I needed some Wi-Fi. It was raining hard still, and so I came to the Hampton Inn here, and I spent the night, and I got my money's worth. I've been using their Wi-Fi. I've taken about 10 showers. I just ate enough breakfast down there to pay for the room. And now I'm going to hit the trail again and head north toward Okeechobee. Keep smiling. So coming into Clewiston, I couldn't help stopping at the bakery, and there's quite a language barrier down here. And when I was leaving, I kept trying to tell them to keep smiling, but I must have been saying it wrong. Nobody understood me, so I let Google do it for me. Here, this is what I was trying to say.
Sigue sonriendo. Sigue sonriendo. Sigue sonriendo. Ah, thank you.